Hello guys, how are you doing? So today I want to talk about undocumented immigrant, what it means. Sometimes it can be confusing when we're talking about illegal immigrant and undocumented immigrant. So I think it's important to understand the difference. Okay. By the way, if it's the first time that you are in this channel, I would advise you to subscribe because we discuss different subjects related to immigration as well as tax preparation that can be helpful. You can check them. We have a bunch of tutorial that just give you an advice. I'm a preparer. I have an experience in different preparations. When you decide to go post it by yourself, that's when I come useful. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about undocumented immigrant. It's you can understand undocumented, which means there is no document, which means there is no way to identify this person. We don't know his birthday, we don't know where he's come from. This person is undocumented. So which means that's an example. Someone who crossed the border and and the person say, here I am, I'm in USA. So no one know, we don't have any data about this person, no information about him. This person is undocumented. It's the same thing for someone that just take a boat and get in USA. This person is undocumented. Okay? So we just want to make a nuance between when we're talking about illegal immigrant and undocumented. Understand, when you are an undocumented immigrant, okay, let's see, you're undocumented, and then you've been in USA, I don't know, for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. You get married to a US citizen, you buy a house, you get a home, you got a business. What you need to understand, when you are undocumented, according to the law, it doesn't matter. You can't change your status while you are in USA. Which means you get married to a US citizen, you get home, you get business, you can't change your status here. Even though you have 50, you've been there for 30 years. Okay? So the only way to change your status is to go back to your country, which means, but again, if you marry a US citizen, you will need to apply for a waiver, okay, a waiver, and then they call it the I-864A, okay. This waiver will let you go back to your country and take part to the interview as long as the waiver is approved, okay. So your spouse file the I-130, the form for you, and then once it's approved, that went to USCIS, that went to NVC, and then you need to tell NVC that you're gonna file a waiver, the I-864A. It's like you're requesting forgiveness for your spouse. There should be a hardship. So you need to find a lawyer to prepare the waiver. If the waiver is approved, this person might go back to his home country for the interview or a country that is next. But you need to understand you can't adjust your status in USA. You need to go back. And then some people think the fact that they marry the US citizen, they get house here, they get business, and then they want to interview, they find out they can't adjust, and it depends on the agent, they might just get you, arrest you, and deport you. So don't think that the fact that you get married to a US citizen, you've been here for 30 years, you can't change your status in USA. That's the point. That's what you should understand. Okay? So some people figure out that late. They went to the interview for adjustment and they say, hey, you illegal. They can just get you and put you in jail because you are undocumented. Okay? You need to understand that. But anyway, there may be some, it depends on the officer. An officer may find out you are useful to the society. They have they call them some kind of discretionary. They might An officer might decide, okay, I'm gonna let you. They're not gonna deport you, but they're not gonna let you change your status. They say, okay, since you are useful to the society, there are different variables they consider. Okay, they say, okay, we're gonna let you here, but they're not gonna let you change your status, even though you are a good citizen. You work, they can't, because if they change your status, this gonna be something that's against the law. Okay, you should understand that. So, oh, and if they deport you, most of the time you're gonna have to wait for 10 years in your home country, bad for 10 years. So I'm just trying to make you understand when you're talking about undocumented immigrant. But now, illegal immigrant, there's different category of illegal immigrant. Okay, someone that come in USA legally on a visa, B1, B2 visa. This person decide to stay. We say this person is overstay, but this person has been admitted, inspected. This person is not an undocumented. You see the difference? So one person that come on a visa and overstay, this person, although this person is illegal, but this person got his document. Okay, so we know where this person come from. We got information, we got data about this person, which is a different case. This person might be able to adjust his or her status in USA if this person get married to a US citizen. Although we have to understand that should be on a marriage that is true, because they call it bona fide. That's a lawful term. So your marriage should be something that is true. So if you marry a US citizen, you overstay, even though you have 10 years, it doesn't matter how many years you here overstay, you still can adjust your status. I say if you married to a US citizen, okay? But if you married a lawful permanent resident, that's gonna be, you still gonna be able to file the I-130, but the same thing, you're not gonna be able to adjust your status here in USA. Your spouse gonna file the form I-864A, which will give you a kind of forgiveness, and then you will have to go back to your home country for the interview, or sometimes you might decide to choose a country that is next to your country. Okay, I'm talking about people that overstay on visa. You see that are different. But there is a specific kind of visa, the K1 visa. Let's say you receive a K1 visa. You know what it is? It's the visa for a fiancé. For some reason, you come in the United States, you didn't get married to your fiancé. Automatically, you become illegal because the K1 visa, they give it to you. After 90 days, you're supposed to get married. So if thing doesn't go, you become someone illegal. And most of the time, they might put you on deportation. It's depending on the case. But still, you are still illegal here because you didn't get married. But for this case, even though 20 years later, it doesn't matter, you decide to marry another US citizen, for this case, even though you are documented, you see the difference? They know information about you, you still cannot adjust in USA. You're going to have to go back to your home country or to a country that is close to your country for the interview. They can still file the I-130 for you, but when it comes to the adjustment of status here in the United States, you can't. So you need to understand all the difference. Okay? When we talk about change of status from an illegal immigrant to a permanent resident. Okay? So what about the person that get arrested and went to a judge and they give you on power? That's mean you are here temporary until a final decision the judge. For this case, if you are on power, which means you've been in jail, you are documented. You see the difference? Because they got all your information. They even give you an alien number. Sometimes they give you an I-94. You are documented. They have all your information. So in the meantime, if you are on power, which means temporarily you are not, you have some You are legal, temporary, I say, because until the judge have the final decisions, you are not really illegal in the meantime, because that's not you get out of jail not by yourself. Someone decide to put someone decide for some reason you are not a danger for the society. Temporarily they put you out. So if you are on parole, which means basically I say temporary, you are not considered for someone illegal, which means if in the meantime you get a boyfriend in the meantime, I say, and then you get married, you can adjust your status. Which means you can change your status to parole to permanent resident. As long, since most of the time when you're on parole, they give you an I-94, they give you an alien number, all those information, which means you are not really at this point undocumented. Okay, so although they say right now they are changing it, they might release you, and if they release you, they don't give you any I-94, any alien number. So that's a problem. That's gonna be kind of problem, because they say right now there's some kind of change. There's a discussions about it. Is it legal to release someone without giving this person an alien number? Either you decide to deport it or to keep it. If you release it, this person should be identified. That's a debate that the court will solve how to solve it. But I'm saying right now they kind of some change, okay? But for most people, when they release you from jail, they give you an alien number, they give you an I-94. But in the meantime, you can change your status. If you married a U.S. citizen, because why? U.S. citizens, you need to understand, for U.S. citizens, the visa is immediately available. You don't need to wait, which means if you submit the I-130, you can submit it at the same time for the I-485 together. You adjust your status. But when I'm talking about people on parole, people that come out from jail for immigration purpose, you need to follow up. If you miss any appointment, the judge might decide to just deport you. In this case, you will be deported. You become really someone that is really illegal at this step. So you need to don't miss your appointment. But even though you file the I-485, the I-130, the I-485, if you get an appointment, you need to go. Some people might think, oh, now I'm good. I already filed my I-130, my I-485, so I'm kind of free, legal. I don't need to see my appointment. Big mistake. You still need to go to your appointment, and then at the appointment, your lawyer or yourself might tell to the judge that right now you are married to a U.S. citizen, you file, and then they will follow up. Okay, that's what you need to understand. So I just want people to understand because when they're talking about different kind of illegal immigrant, they are not the same. So let me give you a last example. Some people become illegal immigrant because only they get married. Okay, let me give you just an example. Let's say your mom, your parent, okay, who is in United States and like a permanent resident, okay? Your parent apply for you, okay? Your mother or your father who is a permanent resident apply for you, but when they apply for you, you were single. You single, they apply for you like a single, okay? Your case has been approved. Understand? In the meantime, you had a girlfriend, you decide to get married just before coming in USA. You see the situation? Because you decide to get married just before coming in USA, guess what? Guess what? You become ineligible for the application that your mother filed for you. And if you get in USA, they're gonna get your document, you got your permanent residence, that's okay. You hear? But guess what? If after whatever 5 years later or 1 year later, a month later, they find out that you get married before coming in USA, you become illegal. You see the situation? Because only you change your status. Because what it is, a permanent resident cannot file for a married child. Let me repeat again. If you are a green card holder, you are a permanent resident, your child get married, you cannot file the I-130 for your child. There is no visa category for married child of a permanent resident. So which means as long as your son or your daughter get married, your son or daughter become ineligible for a visa. Even though if you didn't mention that and you get in the United States and later on for some reason you didn't know, they find out, let's say example, when you're going to get your citizenship, you show your paper and they'll find out on your marriage certificate that you get married before coming in USA. They will say no, they're gonna put you on deportation. You see a simple stuff? Because only you get married in the meantime, you become someone illegal. So you need to understand the nuance. And some people think to put everything in the same, in the same basket. There is different case of illegal immigration, and that's why we need to understand, the difference between all of them. Okay, we need to understand that. We need to understand the difference because people here, when they're talking illegal immigrant, oh, we don't want them. But there is different case. That's why we need the judge to decide, to see the difference between each of them to take a decisions. That's why. Because some people don't know when they're talking about illegal immigrant. They just think when you say illegal immigrant, it's only about undocumented immigrant. And there is a case for someone that just get married. Only getting married is supposed to be something that's great and good, but the fact that you get married, you become illegal because your parent, like a permanent resident, can't according to the law. And maybe they need to change some aspect of this law. Let's say your parent filed for you. That means for permanent resident, the case can take like 5 years, 10 years. It depends on, okay? If you take like 7, 8 years, during the 7, 8 years, you're supposed to stay single. You see, it cannot be hard. You're supposed to stay single. If in the meantime you get married, you're not eligible because your parent is a permanent resident. So that's why we need to understand the law. That's why we need to let each case to be discussed at a court, and everyone will get his lawyer to address, the difference. And don't put everyone in the same basket when we talk about illegal immigrant, because there's a bunch of difference when we're talking about this. So I just want everyone to understand them, and consequently, you will act. You will act consequently, because so many people get deported while in the interview because they think they can change their status. They went to the interview while they are illegal. They think they can go to the interview while in the United States, and they were not supposed to. So what important to understand, the fact that according to the law, the fact that you are married, you've been here legal 20 years, you got house, you got business. If we have to implement the law, if you are undocumented, you cannot change your status. But I need to mention that so many things, it's up to the officer. The officer might decide. They give the officer a kind of discretionary, which means we can understand we are not robot specifically. Let's say you are a US citizen and you find someone that is useful to the society, that is giving job to the people here, and that this person got a master's degree, a PhD degree. Why you will deport him? That's why there is a law, but sometimes also the officer, because in the meantime you are working for the interests of the country. So they are here, the officer, they are here to implement the law, but they are here also to consider what is the best interest of the country. So why I would deport someone that is a businessman, that is making contribution to the society, that have a master's degree. So that's why the officer got some kind of, discretionary to decide each case. So we don't need to be emotional when it comes to decide. That's the way it is. Okay. I hope that has been helpful for so many of you, and you understand when we talk about illegal immigrant, there is different type of illegal immigrant, and don't put all of them in the same basket. Okay. So see you next, and remember, if it's the first time that you've been here, remember to subscribe to my channel and then hit the bell button to get an update. Thank you.